My friends were always asking me to bake for them. And then I was like, oh, I'm losing money. And then from then on, it got like word of mouth. I'm selling this, I'm selling that. And then I was like, okay, I gotta start a business. So hi, my name is Althea. I took my senior high school in the Ateneo Senior High School. And then from there, I joined the study tour of Academy of Entrepreneurs. So we went here in city for about like 9 days. And then I fell in love with the city. I was like, I need to come back. One way or another, I gotta come back. So for college, I went to the Ateneo, but I only did first semester, and then I decided to apply for or like to do the diploma of business from Academy of Entrepreneurs. So I did it like simultaneously with my subjects while being in college. But honestly, looking back, I think I would have or I should have done it with during grade 12. So it's gonna be like much easier for me, and I can also still. I mean, it's still gonna be applicable, or like I can still use it either way. But I wish I started it earlier than when I was in college, because I think in grade 12, I think it's the perfect time to do it since you're already done with sets or college applications, and it's gonna take you around about like 3 hours per week. So I think it's just gonna take you around 2 or 3 hours a week. I mean, the actual online classes when I was in the Philippines, and then you have the rest of the week or like the rest of the term to finish the assessments. And it's up to you if you guys if you want to cram it all like in one weekend or like in one sitting, as long as you can finish it and submit it on time or like the deadline of it. And I think it's pretty much flexible because you can do it simultaneously with the subjects or like the academics that you're working on during your high school or like let's say first semester of college. So I chose the program because it gave me the flexibility to do it. So I only had to dedicate around 5 to 3 hours for online classes, and then I can put it into my week doing the assessments or like the written works or like the documents. So it's really gonna be up to me on when I want to do it. So with the diploma of business that I took at the Academy of Entrepreneurs, we were tackling different fundamentals of starting a business. And honestly, because I'm pursuing now Bachelor of Business and Entrepreneurship here in ICMS or in the college here in the university here in Australia, you're gonna be taking the core subjects that everyone is required to do so in this country. And I think one of the things that I actually can recall is the first subject. I think it's emotional intelligence and how you can use it. And actually it's pretty good because you can use it not just in business but you can also use it like when making friends abroad or like just in your life in general. I think it's pretty important. And also we did learn about like global citizenship, how to handle things in schools, in academics, in workplaces and such like that, and handling people. And we also learned about financial modeling or like the finances or like the accounting side in general. So it's gonna give you a wide range of variety that you need to learn, not just in creating a business, but the things that will equip you actually when you're gonna be moving here in Australia and you're gonna study here. To be honest, I always say this, but you actually learn business through executing it. And that's one of the great things that I did in, let's say, when I was 16 or 17 years old. So I started my own cookie business. It was a passion business. So like I was having my friends were always asking me to bake for them, and then I was like, oh, I'm losing money. So and then from then on, it got like word of mouth. I'm selling this, I'm selling that, and then I was like, okay, I gotta start a business. So I did it, and then I had like a few pop-ups in the Philippines or in Manila, and then it was pretty good. But then there were definitely like a lot of mistakes. And I think one of the things that Academy of Entrepreneurs helped me is identify those mistakes, and I was able to like learn more from it, learn from my mistakes, and like learn additionally from the core or like the subjects that I had with the Academy of Entrepreneurs, what I could have done better and what I can do in the future if I were to continue it here. I think I did mention it, but I wish or I could have started it early on. Maybe I could have started it. I think you can do it grade 11 or grade 12 because either way, it's going to get credited in the university that you're going to be applying for here in Australia. And it's pretty good because you only dedicate around, let's say, after school hours, 3 hours per week. And then you get to finish the diploma. And then it's going to give you like a major discount here. Because when you do it, it's going to get you a credit for like, let's say, for some few subjects or maybe even up to a year here in Australia. And honestly, studying here made me realize that it's really quite expensive because Sydney or like Australia in general is pretty much more expensive than the education there in the Philippines. So I'd say that it's pretty much a good investment to do it, or like do it simultaneously with your subjects in high school. Honestly, because I think it all boils down to time management. So like it's not very like hard, but there's gonna be definitely a lot of paperworks or like essays that you're gonna do. But I mean, if you came from the Philippine setting, Philippine education setting, you're not gonna find it hard because to be honest, it's very much like you can do it in your free time to avoid procrastinating things, to maybe be disciplined enough to dedicate, like, let's say, a few hours to do it. But yeah, I mean, honestly, I think for applying for colleges, you just gotta have to put yourself out there, grabbing every opportunities that you can, because you never know when you're gonna use it actually. Honestly, okay, I'm gonna start off by saying that my parents didn't initially want me first to study here because first I was the only girl. I'm the youngest in our family, and no one in our family actually studied abroad. So it's gonna be me who's gonna be a guinea pig or something like that, or I'm gonna be the first one to actually do it. Because I honestly, because I've been ever since high school, I've wanted to study abroad, but it's something that's like just a quiet dream of mine because I know that like as what I've mentioned, no one in our family has done it. So when I did a study tour, I fell in love with the city. I fell in love with Sydney, and I initially first wanted Melbourne like before in high school, but then when I did a study tour, I fell in love with Sydney. So I was like, okay, I gotta be back here. And then it took me months to convince my parents to let me, because I was, let's say, 18 or like 17 at that time when I was trying to convince them. But I actually flew here when I was 18. And then I did a diploma of business. I mean, like, I did go to Ateneo for like a semester for college. I was taking management. And then I was like, I feel like it's not for me anymore. And then my mom just told me to just continue my diploma of business with Academy of Entrepreneurs since it's gonna credit a year in here. So I did that. And then I flew here when around August. And then honestly, it's one of the best decisions I made because I think it's very hard like going here alone, no relatives and such like that. But I'd say that it's the most fulfilling thing that I've done in my life since it like made me grow as a person. Like I don't think I'd be the same as or like gain the knowledge and skills that I have now that if I didn't leave the country or like if I just stayed on where I was comfortable at. I think Academy of Entrepreneurs did process my papers for the university applications. And it was very smooth because I just had to upload the documents, make the essays that they required me to do so. And it was very, very easy. I just uploaded all in OneDrive and then they were the ones who sent it to the university. And then everything just came afterwards. Like, for example, the letter of offer, and they helped me as well with the visa processing and such like that. And it was pretty fast because I think it took only my visa 2 days after my biometrics, and then it arrived. It got granted. It's pretty good. Honestly, I was thinking of going to another university in here because I was interested in hospitality. And then I told Miss Paula about it, and then she suggested me to go to this college or to this university. But now I'm taking entrepreneurship, which is pretty good because it gave me the flexibility to choose my own units. So if I want to do hospitality, I can do so. I also did choose like, let's say, finance or accounting as my specialties or like specialization within my bachelor's degree. Yeah, that's about it. And it's pretty good studying here in Australia because you get to meet a lot of people. And as what I always mention, that like networking is very much important, not just when you're doing business, but in life as well. So for example, for me, I do have like friends all over Germany, like Europe, Belgium, such like that. It's pretty good. For my university, I only had to do it twice a week, the days. Because I think the maximum days in university here, based from my friends as well from other universities, they only get to do it, I think the maximum is 3 days. Because you get to choose when you want to take your subjects or like when the subject is available for you. So it's up to you if you want to combine everything all in one day or if you want to split it into 3 days, into 2 days and such like that. Because the education system here in Australia, especially with the university, is that they really design it for you to be able to work and to study. So for me right now, aside from being the community manager of Academy of Entrepreneurs, I work as a cafe manager in my workplace, and I took that as my work placement for this term since it's still aligned with my degree since it's management position. And on my next work placement is I'm gonna be doing a Disney internship. I think first is to know what you're really passionate about, and then from then on you build towards it. So, for example, if you're passionate about business or entrepreneurship, you go search online what's the best university or like the most accessible university as well for you, because you gotta consider as well your financial background or the financial capacity and such like that. Because as was I mentioned, international becoming an international student here in Australia is not something very cheap. It's not cheap because Sydney is one of the most expensive countries in the world to live in first. But I'd say that yeah, you gotta check, you gotta know what you're passionate about, and then check online which school specializes in this passion of yours, and then you can reach out to definitely Academy of Entrepreneurs to help you out if you can use your diploma to get to that university. And I think that's pretty much about it. And yeah, just form credentials. And Australia is actually pretty generous with scholarships. I heard from different universities that they're giving so much to international students. Well, before the parents were like literally very anxious on like sending me here, because yes, but I mentioned I'm the youngest and only child, only girl, and I was quite young, but I was very like determined to be here. So how are they before? Yeah, they were very anxious. Then now I'd say that they're very much chill because like I think they've also seen how much I grow as a person and how much actually it's fluttering whenever flattering are telling me that like, oh wow, you did this at such a young age. I moved out of the country all alone by myself, and honestly it's pretty good because the what you're paying for is not just the education of your children but also the growth that they'll be experiencing here, because in here you got to do everything by yourself, and that's the best way to learn things in life. And because in the Philippines you can just ask, like let's say driver Yaya to do this to do that for you, but in here you gotta um do it on your own. Let's say doing your laundry, preparing your meals, navigating the public transport. And that's something I'd say one of the most valuable things that you can pass on to your children is to learn how to become independent at such a young age. I got to live my life the way I want it to be. Because in here, you get to have a flexibility of your own. So, for example, you get to do your own interests, your own niche, and such like that. And it gives you benefits in a way that you're able to express yourself. And in that way, you can grow more. Or, like, let's say, you can experience more things in life. Because I think if you live in a bubble or like if you live too comfortable in life, you won't be able to grow much as a person than if you put yourself in somewhere a lot more uncomfortable than what you're used to be. Because everything in life when you're trying something new, it's gonna be uncomfortable, but then there's always gonna be growth underlying those uncomfortabilities. I'd say that the most or like thing that I can say is to yeah, I mean you gotta plan things in advance. You gotta have to know where you're going. I mean the path that you're gonna be taking might always not be along what you plan, but you should have a goal. You should have a direction in life, or like you gotta know what in your end goal.
So thank you, Althea, for sharing your journey, sharing your experience, and sharing your takeaways out of all of your what you've experienced. We're very happy for you, and we're looking forward to the rest of whatever you have in store for yourself as well. So we're also keeping an eye on you and seeing what else you're going to be achieving, especially after uni.